Have you ever felt like your mind is just a storm? Endless thoughts pulling you in a million different directions at once? Well, today we're going to dive into a really profound path to find some of that inner stillness, and it comes from the wisdom of Swami Chidbhavananda. We're talking about a concept called Parabodham, or what you might call supreme consciousness. We're starting with this incredibly powerful prayer because it gets right to the heart of the human struggle, doesn't it? When our minds are totally filled with thoughts about the world, our jobs, our worries, all of it, we become just as chaotic as the world itself. So this prayer is basically a plea, a request to shift our focus to something higher, so that we can become as calm and as steady as that higher consciousness. All right, so before we can even begin to talk about a solution, we've really got to understand the problem, right? So let's start there. Let's really explore this common state of being, the state of having a worldly mind. This is that mental chatter we all know so well. It's that nonstop loop of to-do lists, it's replaying conversations in your head, worrying about what's next, or just mindlessly scrolling through your phone. Our consciousness gets completely tangled up in all this external stuff, and we totally lose touch with that quiet space inside. This is exactly what the Source calls being world-minded.
So, if being lost in the world is the problem, then what's the answer? Well, this brings us to the core concept here. Parabodham. What exactly is this state of supreme consciousness?
Parabodham is defined as supreme consciousness. Now, here's the really cool part. It's not something you have to add to yourself. It's not something you build. It's the state that's just left over when all the other noise, all those conflicting thoughts simply fade away. It's the pure, fundamental awareness that is always there, right underneath the surface.
Okay, this all sounds great, but how do we actually get there? How do you make the noise fade away? Well, the Source gives us a very practical and honestly a very elegant way to do this. It's about working with the nature of your mind, not fighting against it. So this is the key. This is the whole secret. It might feel like we're thinking 1,000 things at once, but if you could slow down time in any single precise moment, the mind can only be occupied by one thought. It just switches between them incredibly fast, But it can't hold two different ideas at the exact same instant. And this simple rule, well, that's the key to everything.
So how does this play out in practice? It's a really clear 4-step process. Let's walk through it. Step 1, you're just in your normal state, mind completely immersed in worldly thoughts. Then, and this is the active part, step 2, you intentionally introduce a single higher thought. Now, because your mind can only hold one thing at a time, what happens? Step 3, that new thought naturally pushes everything else out. All the other conflicting thoughts get subdued and just disappear. And what's left? Step 4, when the noise is gone, only that pure supreme consciousness, Parabodham, is left.
Now, to make this idea, which can feel a bit abstract, way more concrete, the Source gives us a beautiful analogy from an ancient Tamil text called the Tirumantiram, and it perfectly illustrates this relationship between our thoughts and our true nature.
The verse says, "The gold ornament concealed the gold. In the gold ornament disappeared." Then it draws the parallel. One's own senses concealed the self. In the self, one's own senses disappeared. Let's break down what this beautiful analogy really means.
Okay, this is where it all clicks into place. Just think about a gold ring, right? The form of the ring, the ornament, is what you see. It makes you focus on the object, and it kind of conceals the fact that it's just pure gold. In the exact same way, our inner tools, our senses, our mind, our thoughts, they act like that ornament. They create a form that conceals our true underlying self. But what happens if you melt the ring? The ornament is gone. It disappears, and only the pure gold remains. It's the same with us. When those distracting thoughts dissolve, only the true self is left.
So let's tie all of these incredible threads together and see what this all means for actually realizing our own supreme consciousness.
So, to bring it all home, here's what we've learned. Our minds, by default, just get lost in the world. That's their nature. But the mind's secret weapon is that it can only focus on one thing at a time. So, by choosing to focus on a single, higher thought, we can literally dissolve all the other distractions. Our thoughts and senses, they're like the ornament. But our true self, that's the gold. And what is realization? It's simply learning to see the essential gold, not just getting distracted by the temporary shape it has taken.
And that really leaves us with a final, very personal question. You see, this isn't just some ancient philosophy. It's a practical tool. Knowing that the gold is always there, right underneath the ornament of your thoughts, how will you choose to see it today?